This is Artems.ai. What matters in tech and beyond. Most AI models today are excellent at mimicking how the world looks, but they are surprisingly bad at understanding how it actually works. We are seeing a fundamental shift from simple observation to what researchers. Let's start with the fact that most video generators are just guessing the next pixel. What's most interesting here is that a visually plausible rollout can be physically impossible. Think about it. If a robot is pouring honey, it cannot just rely on visual patterns, it needs to understand viscosity and gravity to avoid overfilling a jar. This is why new frameworks like Hydrogen are decoupling semantic understanding from physical constraints. And here's the key part: by using a deterministic solver instead of just a neural network, they can ensure that force arrows in a physics diagram actually follow the laws of nature, reducing angular errors by 5 times compared to baselines. Which brings us to the next story about the hardware needed to run these complex agents. What does this mean in practice? We're moving away from the traditional Intel era into what some are calling a Nvidia world. Think about it. Nvidia is launching the RTX Spark, an ARM-based chip designed specifically to power Windows laptops and run AI agents. But they are not alone in this race. Intel is attempting to undercut the market with its Crescent Island GPU, which focuses on inference rather than training. And here's the key part: while Nvidia and AMD rely on expensive high-bandwidth memory and liquid cooling, Intel is betting on air-cooled chips and cheaper LPDDR5 memory to make AI infrastructure more accessible. This hardware evolution is the bedrock for a much larger shift in how we handle global finance. Let's start with the fact that the way we move value is being completely rewritten. What's most interesting here is Citi's forecast that the tokenized securities market could surge to $5.5 trillion by 2030. Think about it. We are seeing a transition where traditional assets like US treasuries and stocks move onto the chain for instant settlement. This is changing the nature of corporate treasuries too. Look at Strategy, which has evolved from a simple Dogecoin holder into a complex financial vehicle using convertible debt and preferred stock. And here's the key part: we are seeing a divergence where some firms like Bitmain are aggressively accumulating Ether to hit a 5% supply goal, while others are pivoting toward tokenization as a core business model. Which brings us to the most jarring part of this transition: the measurement gap. Let's start with the fact that some economists estimate the AI economy is growing at 2,600% per year in quality-adjusted real terms. What's most interesting here is that this growth is almost entirely invisible in conventional GDP statistics. Think about it. Because the price of a unit of AI capability is falling almost as fast as the output is rising, the nominal revenue looks flat even while the actual utility is exploding. It is like the Jaws theme music. The data says everything is normal, but the intuition of everyone inside the industry suggests a massive shark is moving beneath the surface of the global economy. From physically viable world models to a $5 trillion tokenized market, the gap between perception and reality is widening. The real story is not the tools we see, but the invisible economic and physical structures being built beneath them. This was the Artems.ai. Agent tune in tomorrow.